name's Janine Driver, and my TEDxWilmington talk right now, 2017, was the cooperation paradigm, how talking like a hostage negotiator can make life easier for everyone. And this is my son, Angus, who's the star of my talk, and I had a little surprise ending of something he told me yesterday after the dry rehearsal, changed my whole ending. I was up till 3:30 in the morning saying, I have to say what Angus said to me. I can't do what I've planned for the last 5 months. And he had no idea, so I'm curious what you think, buddy, of the ending. He's 12 now. In the talk, I talk about my 11-year-old, and I think he grew like 6 inches in the last year, so you're a giant now. What do you think of the talk?
It was good. You did a really good job. I'm glad you didn't take out a lot of parts. Yeah. So,
what do you think?
You did a fantastic job.
Thanks, Angus. What do you think my idea worth spreading is?
My mom just did a talk, and I'm very proud of her.
Oh, you're so nice. Oh, thank you.
I'm glad she doesn't have to repeat it.
It's over now?
Every single day.
How I feel right now in my overall experience giving the TED Talk is not what I expected. I did a TEDx talk last year, and I felt like it was more about me saying I did a talk. It was more about getting on the red carpet. And this is the idea I wanted to share last year, and people talked me out of it. And I haven't stopped thinking about it for a year. And so this time, this had nothing to do with me. This had to do, I can't say nothing. My focus, my intention was on, I want people to hear what I have to say. And I'm a body language expert. So my best friends will say, well, why aren't you doing a talk on body? I'm doing a talk on the power of words. Why am I doing a talk on words? And the power and the strength and the weight of our words. I'm not one of these people that believes it's 93% of body language. I don't believe that to be true. The guy who did this study named Albert Morabian puts on his website, stop misquoting my study. It's words matter too. So the paying attention to the words is crucial for me. I was assigning people the traits I didn't want them to have. Angus called him, addicted to video games. And so my talk was, we say good stuff to the bad guys. We say to rapists and murderers and cult leaders who are having sex with little kids. Like, you have integrity. You're a man of your word. You're trustworthy, right? And then we go to say to our husband, you're so lazy. Or you say to your mom, you're wicked irritating. Or to your kid, you're addicted to video games. So that's the essence of my day. My biggest takeaway from doing my talk today is, as much as I enjoyed doing the talk, I watched so many speakers today that left me crying, jumping to my feet. And I had to run backstage and introduce myself. I feel like my mother, who died of breast cancer at 66, could have been alive if she heard one of these TED Talks from one of the speakers. What he had to say blew my mind.
It's from Clint, right?
Yeah, Clint. And I feel that there was another TED Talk about using the loop. What's that called? It's called like video looping, self-video looping.
Feedback loop.
Feedback loop. And at first I was listening to this talk and I'm like, what is it? I don't really understand. And when the speaker started to explain what it is and showed examples, I was like, I want to do that. Angus has dyslexia and he works on reading. And I'm like, I want to do video loops of Angus reading and having people cheering in a big audience, like, you got it, Angus. And I want to do it with me, reminding me of talking kind, of taking a pause. I'm very impulsive, which helps me seize opportunities, but it also causes a lot of pain. You know what I mean, right? Mm-hmm. Does that happen, buddy?
I mean, the connection that you had from the audience was amazing, especially at the end. Maybe you can speak to that a little bit, Janine, how that felt on stage to have a group of TEDx people who are just so tuned into your message.
Normally, I do keynote presentations on body language and decision making, and normally I come in from the back of the audience. When I'm introduced, I always come in from the back, and I point out positive body language as I make my way to the stage. And one of the reasons I do this is I feel like it takes the audience with me on the journey. It's not just me lecturing to you, like, let's go on this journey together. And yesterday when I did my talk, I had a woman who's doing a TED Talk at a women's conference coming up. And she pulled me aside and said, find the inner child in you. Like, just sit in it. Not because I'm so intense and it's an intense topic. I'm talking about, Waco, Texas and kids. And it's intense. And she goes, just really sit in it and feel what you feel like. And I went home last night and I thought, if I'm not walking in from the back, how can I bring the audience along with me? So I came in with the intention of addressing the audience up in the balcony and engaging and looking at the people. And I didn't do like like machine gun, a high contact, I call it, because this doesn't connect with anyone.
Yeah.
I looked at one person and I finished a thought. And then I looked at another person and finished a thought, and another person. And I feel like that helped the audience come along on my journey. And, Ajit and his tribe and his team, they brought in this amazing coach yesterday that sat there all day for free to give us feedback. And it was really critical to have A, someone cheering you on, and B, some really great advice. And I can't thank the team here enough. I'm from Boston. I live in Washington, D.C. area, Alexandria, Virginia. We live in Maine for the summer. We go camping. When I worked for the government, I worked at the FBI for a year in West Virginia. I've lived in Seattle. I worked at the World Trade Center in New York City. I say, and I raise my 3 sons. I have 2 other sons, Charlie and Jack. I raise our kids, my husband and I, that we are citizens of the world. And so with us traveling and living all over Kingdom Come, I think being in Wilmington, Delaware, is really a powerful opportunity for us. It's, I believe, in my opinion, up and coming. I'm in a neighborhood that's really funky, and it's nice to put our foot in our footprint here in Wilmington. I think it's a great sliver of what's happening in America right now, which is there is a kindness revolution happening. We are being kinder. And for whatever reason, blame it on our current president, blame it on what's happening in Charlottesville, who I've trained those police officers just 2 years ago. My heart was breaking. Whatever is bringing us there, I feel like at the end of the day, we are realizing anger can't trump anger. And hate is never going to trump hate. It just produces more of it. So when we come in with kindness, one of my messages today is you don't need to be a hostage negotiator in law enforcement to use the cooperation paradigm. All you need to do is have what that hostage negotiator, Jim Kavanaugh, my mentor, has, which is kindness. And I see that happening here in Wilmington, Delaware. So I was thrilled to be here and have little Angus here, my best buddy on earth. Come play with me here. And I love it. I love Wilmington.
This is so good, Janine. So final question for you, and this is an extra special one because I don't know if there's another now TEDx alum who has also given a TEDx talk before. So you have 2 of these on your belt now. Can you give any words of wisdom, any pieces of advice for future TEDx speakers?
My piece of advice would be, and it might not be what you may think, you can buy your tickets if you want for your friends and family. Don't have them book their flights a little too early in the game, because as you start getting closer, if you realize that the reason you're doing a TED Talk or a TEDx Talk is because you want to be able to say you've done a TEDx Talk, it's something you've always wanted to do. As you get closer, you're going to notice you're surrounded by people who really have ideas worth spreading, who really are changing the world in ways where your mouth drops open and you see a little 12-year-old kid create a device that's helping his grandfather that has Alzheimer's. Like when he gets out of bed, you're going to realize your intention is wrong. And if everyone's already booked their flights, you're going to be pigeonholed to do a talk that's not really authentic to what TED stands for, which is an idea authentically worth sharing and spreading. This is what I've learned, and I'm not the first person to say it. The speakers, the people who give the talks, we're not the heroes. It's the people in the audience that are the heroes and the people at home who are the heroes. So if you're coming in to be the hero, then make sure you hold off on booking the flights. Because last year, I would have canceled and postponed my TEDx talk because I felt it the week before. It was fun. I got a standing ovation. People laughed. It wasn't TED. TED goes deep. It doesn't go wide. I went to Janine Driver, my shticky stuff that I knew got laughs, and I jumped the ship. And that's why I begged Ajit to give me a chance to come back and be a real TEDx speaker. So don't book your flights too early so you can do the right thing.